Meanwhile, who has opposed the president's economic plan still wants to use some of that stimulus money, but his way. Let's bring in our national political correspondent, Jessica Yellen, to explain what is going on.
It's a big fight, Wolf. Governor Mark Sanford of South Carolina is taking the strongest stand against the stimulus of all the nation's governors. Now that President Obama has nixed his request for a waiver, he's still not taking no for an answer. South Carolina Governor Mark Sanford thinks the stimulus is bad policy.
If you borrow from Peter to pay Paul, you still owe Peter. There is no free lunch. We don't think it's a good idea to spend money that you don't have.
So he asked the White House for permission to use about a quarter of the stimulus money headed to South Carolina to pay down the state's debt. The White House says no go. In this letter, the Obama administration explains the president doesn't have the authority to overrule Congress, which decided that stimulus money is meant to prevent layoffs, spur economic activity, and make critical investments in education.
South Carolina is facing tough times, but Governor Sanford is playing politics instead of doing what's right.
Now the Democratic National Committee is going after Governor Sanford. The governor has called for that ad to come down. South Carolina has the second highest unemployment rate in the nation, 10.4%. Many of the state's Republican lawmakers are now at odds with their governor. They say South Carolina needs that stimulus money. And Democratic critics accuse Sanford, who's considered a future presidential candidate, of trying to make headlines to position himself for higher office.
His own personal political agenda is being put ahead of the people who elected him to office, and it's an absolute shame.
To that, the governor says,
I think that if you don't want to debate the merits of the stimulus package itself, you instead talk about motives.
Now, the state legislature can still vote to override the governor's decision, but only after the governor has exhausted all his options. Well, his office has just announced that they will send another request letter to the president tomorrow, which will further extend this process. They're giving it one more shot, Wolf.
Suspect the answer is going to still be the same.
No, yes.
Okay, thanks very much, Jessica.